And good afternoon. Today is the 27th of January 2010. I'm Darrell Peterson, a volunteer at the Palm Springs Air Museum here in California. Part of our mission is to record and preserve the history of our country's military conflicts, especially World War II. As part of the Veterans History Project of the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C., we conduct interviews with the veterans and civilians who participated in those conflicts. Today I'm here at the museum along with special guests Harry Neal and Brett Moy, and today we have the honor and privilege of interviewing Preston Moy, who was a first lieutenant in World War II and a B-25 pilot.
24.
B-24. Excuse me. How did I say that? So we are going to talk to him about that and a lot of other things. Nice to have you here, Preston. And
Thank you.
I'll be moving over here and would ask you to start by giving us your full name and spelling it for us and where you were born.
Now,
Yeah, go ahead.
Preston E. Moy. I was born in Holland, Michigan,
And-
November 25th, 1918.
Okay. So let's start with your family background. Can you give us a little history of your family? And
I never had any family.
never had it. You were
My mother died when I was 9, and my father died when I was 12, and my younger brother, and I were sent to a institution.
orphanage, or is
Beg your pardon?
was it an orphanage or what?
No, it was a county farm
Oh, really? And that was
in Coos Bay, Oregon.
okay. All right. So what happened to your parents? Were they older, or did they have an accident, or how?
No, my dad had a stroke, then he had another one.
You must have been relatively young then.
48.
Wow, that is young.
Uh-huh.
And how about your mother?
I don't know about her.
I don't know. Okay. Wow. Well, that's kind of an unusual life, I guess. So tell us about how you fared
Was very,
without a family, so to
very
speak.
nice. We were at the county farm. Was sent there by the county court, and we went to school, finished high school. I started at Oregon State in a pharmacy school there.
Okay.
And Uncle Sam called us, wanted us.
Okay. So let's see. What year would you have graduated then?
I never graduated, no.
Oh, okay. So let's see. You were born in 18. You were 20-some years old when the war started then?
23.
Okay. So did you have jobs and
Yes.
go out on your own
I worked
sometime?
before that. I worked in the woods.
Okay. So how old were you when you started working then? And did you continue to live?
Right after high
in the-
school, I went working at the logging camp right out of high school.
Okay. But you finished high school, but you didn't graduate?
I finished high school. I graduated from high school,
Oh, okay.
but I didn't graduate from college.
Okay. Just a little bit about your family background. What country did your parents or grandparents come to this?
My mother was born in Ohio, and my dad was born in Michigan.
And what was their heritage? Were they from Europe? Or?
No, my mother was Dutch, and my father was Scotch.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good combination. Huh? when you were in school, what did you do for recreation, or was that organized?
No, at that time there was no really organized. I went out for football, but I was too small and
Okay.
too slow. And
Okay. So, did you have any particular subjects that you liked?
well, no, none that I particularly liked.
Okay. And when did you start working? Did you work when you were in school, or just after you got out of high school?
After I got out of high school.
Okay. So, did they provide any kind of a religious training when you were in that?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So, do you recall what you were doing on December 7th in 1941? What,
Yeah, I remember I was, it was my day off, and I was right by a radio. It was an old Zenith, I think it was, listening to the president.
Okay. And did you sign up right away, or did you?
No, I didn't sign up till February.
Okay. Well, that was still
My
pretty.
brother had already gone. He was in the Navy, and
Was he older than you, or
no, younger.
younger? How much? How old was he, or how
He
much
was 2
younger?
years younger than I was.
Okay. And you had a sister also, you said, or?
All three sisters, uh-huh.
Three sisters.
But they're all gone, uh-huh.
Okay. But, so did your brothers and sisters stay with you in this institution that you were?
No, just my brother and I.
Okay. Where did the sisters go?
My sisters were married.
Oh, so they were older.
They
than
were
you.
older than we were.
Okay. All right. Well, it's an unusual arrangement. I'm trying to visualize how this all worked. Okay. So, tell us about your joining up with the military then.
Well, I always wanted to fly, and so I went up and took the exam. And if I hadn't passed the exam, I was going down and join the Navy. So,
Okay.
uh,
Now you said you had some college. Was that a prerequisite for
No.
getting into
No.
the aviation program? Or?
no.
No? Okay. So you must have passed, and
Yes.
how? Tell us about your training and where you went.
Well, I started out at Visalia. That's where I took my primary, and then we went to Lancaster and took the basic, and
Lancaster, California?
yes,
Okay.
and then to Marfa, Texas. That's where I graduated from.
Okay. And let's see, what did you when did you specialize or decide to get in the B-24? How did that, was that separate
Yes,
training?
after we graduated, we went to Fresno, California for our distribution. And I wanted to fly P-38s, but they were losing so many bomber pilots then that, so he said, I have to put you in bombers. So that's how I got into bombers.
Okay. So did you have any particular events when you were in training that you remember that you can kind of give us a picture of how it was going and what trouble you might have gotten into?
Fortunately, I didn't get any trouble.
Okay, well, that's
We
good.
were pretty well on the straight and narrow. Always afraid of being washed out.
Mhm.
So we were pretty straight.
Okay, so you were a hard-working student, huh?
Yes, we came up to the last, and I flunked the E6B computer. I don't know
Okay.
if you remember.
Yeah, I know what that is.
And so I had to work like hell to catch up.
Mhm.
But I did, passed it.
Okay, yeah, that's it's not exactly intuitive the way that thing works, right? It's kind of like this camera is.
Yeah.
Not intuitive. Okay. So, well, which airplanes did you train on before you went on the B-24 then?
P-22s in Visalia, California, and the old BT in Lancaster,
Okay.
and then what was it? It's a twin-engine plane in Marfa, Texas. I don't remember what.
Okay, Cessna or Beech, I think, had some light airplanes that
I
twin
don't remember.
engine.
I got it at home, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay, all right. So you moved up the line then, and when did you start with the B-24?
After we left Fresno, California, I was sent to March Air Force Base
Okay,
for my training
all right.
in B-24s.
That's close to where you live now, right?
Yes, not very far.
Right, it's still there. So, do you recall how many hours you got to train, or how long it took to complete the multi-engine training?
Well, we had about, I'd say almost 6 months.
Okay. So by the time you got out, it's like 40, late 43, or?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So what was your, how did you get overseas, or?
Well, we went to Hamilton Field, right out of San Francisco, across the bay to Hamilton Field, and picked up our brand new plane, and then we flew it to cross country to West Palm Beach, and we left from West Palm Beach the southern route, Trinidad, Belém, Brazil, Natal, Brazil, Ascension Island, and across Central Africa. That one of the pictures was from North Africa.
Okay. So did you operate out of North Africa for a while then?
No.
You just kept on going to,
Right.
and
Right.
what was your eventual destination then?
Pandevans War, India. We were in Karachi for probably a week or so until they got a place for us.
Okay.
That was the headquarters for the 7th Bomb Group,
All right.
Pandevans War, India.
Okay. So what were your targets then?
Mostly bridges and railroads and railroad yards.
In what area though?
Burma.
Okay. So you're flying from
That was
India.
all, except we did go down into Thailand to.
Okay. So you flew from India into Burma.
Right.
And how far was that sounds like quite a ways.
Well, some of them were long. Some of those missions, we did have extra Bombay tanks, those rubberized tanks that they put in.
Okay, which model B-24 did you fly?
Oh, all of them.
Okay.
In fact, when we got over there, they were all old.
Yeah.
And we were the only ones that had a brand new airplane.
Mm-hmm.
But another crew took our airplane and cracked it up, so that was the end of that, our plane.
Okay. What was there a lot of Japanese fighters and bombers that were trying to shoot you down, or what kind of air defenses did you have to
Well,
encounter?
sometimes you go down there and the Japanese would sit out there just beyond your guns and smile and wave at you and so forth. Other times they were all over you. You never knew. You never knew. They were good pilots. They were good pilots.
Yeah. Okay. So.
We had mostly. We didn't have any Zeros. We had mostly Tojos. If you remember what a Tojo was, it was a later model.
Yeah, a little.
Than the
So
Zero.
a stubbier airplane. Okay. So, did you fly with the same crew, or
No, we flew in different wherever you would need it.
Okay. So, did any of the people that you trained with go with you on the same?
Oh, lots. Yes, we flew together many times.
Okay. And how many bombers usually went on a raid? I know in Europe they had huge numbers of airplanes.
Yeah. Well, there was only 24, generally 24 planes, 4 squadrons, 6 planes.
Okay. So they usually took the whole group and went against the target.
But we didn't have those. We didn't have a lot of the things that they have today. You had the pattern bomb. Do you remember? You just went over and soaked the thing with bomb.
Right. The aiming was not the aim of getting a bomb on a target was not what it is today.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. So I guess you were awarded some citations and medals. You want to tell us a little detail about what happened there?
The Distinguished Flying Cross. After we were sent over there to stop the Japanese from coming into northern India through Burma, northern Burma.
Mm-hmm.
And after we got them, after they were stopped, and we didn't have anything more to do, then they sent us to attach us to the 14th Air Force in China. So we were in China for, I guess about 3 or 4 months before I came home.
How long were you in India?
I guess about 7 or 8 months.
Okay. How many missions did you fly during that time?
Well, altogether I flew 54 missions.
Okay. All right. So you got the Distinguished Flying Cross. What was that for?
2 air medals. That was for saving my neck.
No. How did you do that?
Well, the Japanese picked out our squadron and shot down 4 of our planes, and we just dove under the rest of the planes that were still in the air.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so did they, that give you some cover then from
Oh yes.
the gunners from the other airplanes helped you out then, or
Well, the
what was
whole yes, the whole squadron, or the whole flight, yes.
kind
But,
of
yeah, that's,
scared off the fighters?
well, they didn't want to. What they did generally was one Japanese would get right on top of you and then come down through the group, and if somebody veered off and then the squadron would veer off, then they were all over that squadron.
Okay, so
And
they
that's
tried
what
to
happened.
separate.
Right,
the
that's what
four.
happened. That's what happened to us.
Okay. So how did you get it? You flew under the other
Right.
groups then and turned into
Right.
them, and that.
We had a major come over there from the training command, and of course the major was a big guy on. He was a commander, and so he took the airplane on his. I think he had 2 or 3 missions, and he took the whole squadron, and he veered. I guess he thought that Jap was going to hit him, but he veered, and the whole squadron, they were all over us right
So
now.
he's the what kind of a formation you did you fly then? He was the lead man, and the others were
Right,
to
we all,
fly with him.
there were 2 elements, 3 planes, and then the squadron, and he was leading the squadron.
Okay. So anyhow, you came out of it okay?
Came out of it okay.
All right. So
Yeah, I was lucky.
and this was when you were flying out of India.
Yes.
Any events in China that you remember? That's
No,
kind of a
just
different environment
Just
to be in China.
we did move from Pandevon's War to Dhaka. That was all India then. Now it's Bangladesh.
Oh,
But,
okay. Mhm.
but after I got back, I flew B-24s out of Willow Run till it shut down. We flew them into Garden City, Kansas. Acres of them. I don't know whatever happened to them.
Now how did you get back? Was this after the war? Or, no, I guess it
Yes.
was
No, this was during
during the war, but you had your 50 missions in, so you came back? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
And after Willow Run shut down, then they sent a bunch of us down to Greenwood, Mississippi to check out in fighters to go back for the invasion of Japan.
Okay. So
I
did
was
you
going-
get back in fighters then? Or?
I was going back in a P-47.
Okay. So you didn't get the P-38,
Oh,
but you
we
got the...
were all happy when Harry dropped that bomb. That would have been a bloody mess.
Yeah.
They said, our intelligence said, we'd probably be asked to shoot women and children.
Yeah,
They'd be coming at you with anything they had
that's right.
if you were shot down.
That was the mindset of the people, I guess, that they would never surrender to anybody.
No,
That's the
no,
code of the...
And I guess they did. A lot of the B-29 fellows if the soldiers didn't get them first, the civilians would attack them.
Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so after the end of the war then, I guess you decided to stay in the Air Force?
No, well, I stayed in the reserve.
Oh, okay.
And
Because your bio said you stayed in till like 53, was it?
yes,
That was in the reserves.
yes.
So did you?
I got out in '46, and then I was in the reserve.
You didn't get called back up for Korea?
No, well, I got a letter, and we sold our business and got all ready to go, but we never got never got the final go.
Okay. So, what business did you go into after the war then?
Well, we had a gift store and a fountain
In
for a while, and then we had
what city was this now?
that was Monmouth, Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
And is that where you met your wife, or?
no, I met her in high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So were you married all the time you were
Yes,
in the
oh,
service?
yes,
Okay. So, how did your wife like that?
Well, of course, it really upsets your plans for
Right.
you can't plan on anything.
So did she stay in Oregon? I guess she was from Oregon too?
Yeah, she was. She stayed with her mother and dad while I was gone.
Okay. So, when you came back then, you got into the drugstore business?
Yeah, well, and then we sold that and got a bus line. We had a bus line from Monmouth into Salem,
Okay.
Oregon.
All right. So, were you the driver or the owner, or how
Both.
all did everything? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a mechanic.
So, how long did you do that?
Until about, well, until I thought I was going to get called back into the service. I think it was about 1950, 51.
Right during Korea.
Right
then
around
you
50, I think.
got ready to go in case you were called.
Right.
So did you do any other jobs then after that, or?
Well, yes, after then that's when we went to Walla Walla and was administrator of the Oddfellows home up there.
Oh, okay. So you.
And after I left there, we came back down and was going to buy a motel, and then the road was going to change, so we scrapped that and went to the Masonic and Eastern Star home, and that's where I retired from.
Oh, okay. So you took care of that Masonic home?
Yes.
For how long did you do that then? A number of years? Huh?
I think a little over 12 years.
Okay. So you were like the administrator, or?
Yes, yes.
Okay, you took care of all the paperwork and what city was that in then?
Forest Grove, Oregon.
Okay,
Not too far out of, well, it's west of Portland, but it's not too far out of Portland.
Okay.
I guess it's 25 miles or 30 miles somewhere.
Okay, between Portland and Tillamook or
Yes,
Ashland, someplace. Okay. Well, that's nice country.
Yep.
And well, tell us about your married life then. Did you have any children, or?
No, we raised 3. No, we didn't have any of our own. We lost 3 and we raised 3.
Oh my. Hmm.
Two of them was from Canada, and the other one was from North Dakota.
These were children without parents, or how did what was their background that you
Well,
took care of?
they had parents, but the one in North Dakota, they had 11 children, and they kind of farmed them out. So he took this one.
Okay, so did you formally adopt them, or you
No,
just took care of them?
No, the parents wouldn't let us adopt them.
Okay, so was that the case with the other two then?
Yes.
The families couldn't take care of them? Huh?
Yeah.
So where are they now?
Well, the youngest one's in San Angelo, Texas, and the other one lives in Cucamonga, California.
Okay.
And the boy has passed away.
Oh, sorry. So they stayed with you until they got out of high school, or did?
Yes.
Okay, and then they were kind of on their own, huh? Okay. So, let's see, any other recollections that you have of your life's experiences you'd like to share with us?
We came down, my wife took ill, and we came down to be closer to the one in Cucamonga.
Mm-hmm.
And she passed away in '91, and I've stayed on.
Okay, so
I'm still here.
you live in Banning now?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
21, it'll be 21 years the 1st of May.
Okay, so you were retired this whole time?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good. What do you do with your spare time then in retirement?
Well, we travel a lot. We kind of slowed down, but
you have
we
a
did.
motorhome or something?
No,
No,
no.
you just go in the car and
Yeah.
start driving. Huh?
No, I wouldn't want a motorhome.
Well, there's a lot of people around here seem to like them. I was just
Oh, yeah.
wondering if you had that too.
Well, the ones that come down here in the winter time, it is, and of course they live in them 6 months out of the year, or
Yeah.
7 months.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the season here now for sure. There's more cars from out of state than in state.
Right.
Seems like. Okay. Well, anything else you'd like to add? I've kind of covered my agenda here.
No, I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Okay. Well, we'll let it go at that then, and I would personally like to thank you, and the people of the country to thank you for interviewing and for
I would
serving.
say that I got acquainted with a nice lady, and we've been very happy together.
Okay. How long have you been married the second time then?
Well, I'm not married.
Oh, okay.
17 years.
17 years together. Well, that's a
We
long
have been
time.
on 20 cruises.
20. I know, you love those boats, huh? Well, that must mean you've seen most of the world, huh? Or do you?
Well, we've been around quite a bit.
Yeah, well, that's done that a few times myself. Oh, it's interesting.
I'll go down after that jacket, okay? If you
Okay.
want that.
All right, yeah.
And then you wanted to make a copy of this thing, right?
Yes. Okay, well, I need to shut down the equipment here. See if we can. Okay, that's good there. Then I have to do this. Okay, you can stand up if you want.
Okay. Get a little blood down.
Yeah. Okay, I have to do this thing.